Many seniors over 62 are leaving money on the table without even realizing it. And in some cases, those missed benefits are not small amounts. They can add up to hundreds of dollars each month and thousands of dollars over the course of retirement. What makes this especially important right now is that many people wait until a routine benefit review, a major life event, or a problem with their payments before they discover they qualified for additional Social Security benefits all along. If you are already receiving Social Security, planning to claim soon, divorced, widowed, married, or have worked for many years, there may be opportunities you have not fully explored. The problem is that Social Security does not always automatically place every possible benefit into your check. Eligibility often depends on your personal history, your paperwork, and whether you know what to ask about. Many people assume that once they start receiving retirement benefits, that's the end of the story. But that assumption can be costly. There are several types of Social Security payments that millions of Americans either overlook or misunderstand. Before your next benefit review, it may be worth taking a closer look at your situation because some opportunities become harder to recover when too much time passes. One of the most overlooked areas involves spousal benefits. Many retirees believe they can only receive benefits based on their own work record. But if you are married, your spouse's earnings history could affect what you qualify for. In some situations, a spouse can receive benefits based on the higher earning spouse's record. This becomes especially important when one spouse spent years out of the workforce, raising children, caring for family members, or working part-time. Imagine a retiree whose own benefit is relatively modest because of lower lifetime earnings. If their spouse earned significantly more over the years, there may be additional benefits available through spousal rules. Yet many people never investigate whether their current payment reflects all available options. This is where mistakes happen. Some retirees assume Social Security automatically calculates every possibility and chooses the highest amount in every circumstance. While the agency does apply many rules automatically, your eligibility still depends on accurate information and properly documented records. Another area that often surprises retirees involves divorced spouse benefits. Many seniors believe that a divorce permanently ends any possibility of receiving benefits connected to a former spouse. In reality, that is not always true. If your marriage lasted at least 10 years, you may qualify for benefits based on a former spouse's earnings record under certain circumstances. Many people never ask about this because they assume the opportunity disappeared when the marriage ended. What makes this even more important is that some divorced individuals spend years receiving only their own retirement benefit without realizing they may qualify for a higher amount through divorced spouse provisions. Many seniors miss this simply because nobody ever explained the rules clearly. They hear the word divorce and immediately assume all financial connections ended decades ago. But Social Security has its own rules, and those rules may create opportunities that are easy to overlook. Even more surprising, in many cases a former spouse does not need to approve your application. They generally do not lose their own benefits because you qualify under their record. Yet confusion about these rules causes many eligible individuals to never explore the possibility. Now let's talk about survivor benefits, which may be one of the most significant overlooked opportunities available to older Americans. When a spouse passes away, many surviving spouses focus on the immediate emotional and practical challenges facing them. Financial reviews often happen later. Unfortunately, delays can sometimes mean missed opportunities or confusion about available options. A surviving spouse may qualify for benefits based on the deceased spouse's earnings history. Depending on circumstances, the amount can be substantially different from what the survivor was previously receiving. Many widows and widowers do not realize that different claiming options may exist. They may assume their current benefit is automatically the best available benefit. Sometimes it is, sometimes it is not. This is why reviewing survivor eligibility is so important. A surviving spouse's age, the deceased spouse's earnings record, and the timing of claims can all influence the outcome. Almost nobody realizes how many retirement decisions are affected by marital history. Marriage certificates, divorce records, and death certificates can all become critically important when determining eligibility. And that brings us to another major issue that can directly affect your monthly payment, your earnings record. Many retirees have never reviewed the earnings history that Social Security has on file for them. They assume every paycheck, every year of work, and every reported income figure was recorded correctly. Most of the time, records are accurate. But mistakes can happen. An incorrect earnings record may lead to a lower benefit calculation. Since Social Security retirement benefits are based on your lifetime earnings history, even a single error could affect the amount used in the calculation process. Think about what that means. If earnings from a high-income year were missing or incorrectly reported, your monthly benefit could potentially be lower than it should be. The problem is that many people never discover these errors because they never review their records carefully. This is one of the simplest things you can check, yet many seniors never do it. Reviewing your earnings history allows you to verify that the income reported over your working years matches your records. If discrepancies exist, gathering supporting documentation may help resolve the issue. This is particularly important for people who worked multiple jobs, changed employers frequently, were self-employed, or had periods of employment many years ago. Another area that deserves attention involves delayed retirement credits. Many people understand that claiming Social Security early can reduce monthly benefits. However, fewer people fully understand how delayed retirement adjustments work. For some retirees, waiting longer before claiming benefits can result in larger monthly payments. The difference may not seem dramatic at first, but over a retirement that lasts 20 or 30 years, the impact can be. This does not mean delaying is the right choice for everyone. Every retirement situation is different. Health, savings, family needs, and life expectancy all matter. But many seniors never evaluate how delayed retirement adjustments affect their own situation. They simply choose a claiming age without fully understanding the long-term consequences. This is where a benefits review can be valuable. Looking at your personal circumstances may reveal options that were never considered during the initial claiming process. Now let's discuss something that creates a lot of confusion: retroactive benefits. Many retirees are surprised to learn that certain situations may involve retroactive payments. These are payments related to benefits that could have been received earlier under specific circumstances. The rules surrounding retroactive benefits can be complicated, and eligibility varies depending on the type of benefit involved and the timing of the application. What matters most is understanding that delays can sometimes affect what is available. Many seniors assume that if they qualify for a benefit today, they will automatically receive every dollar they could have received in the past. That assumption can lead to disappointment. In some situations, waiting too long to address a benefit issue may limit what can be recovered. This is why acting promptly when you discover a potential eligibility issue is so important. If there is a question about your payment amount, your marital history, survivor status, or earnings record, addressing it sooner rather than later can make a meaningful difference. Let's talk about documentation, because this is often where otherwise eligible individuals encounter problems. Many people qualify for benefits in theory, but struggle to establish eligibility because key documents are missing, incomplete, or difficult to locate. Marriage certificates are often required when evaluating certain spousal benefits. Divorce decrees may be needed when applying for divorced spouse benefits. Death certificates frequently play a role in survivor benefit claims. Employment records and tax records may become important when resolving earnings history issues. The challenge is that some of these documents date back decades. Many retirees assume they can easily find them when needed, only to discover that records were misplaced years ago. Before your next benefit review, consider gathering important documents and organizing them in a secure location. This simple step can save significant time and frustration later. Another issue many seniors overlook is the effect of multiple life events over time. For example, someone may have been married, divorced, remarried, widowed, and then entered retirement. Each event may affect benefit eligibility in different ways. What qualified you for one type of benefit years ago may not be the same benefit that provides the greatest value today. This is why periodic reviews are so important. Many people treat Social Security as a one-time decision. They claim benefits and then rarely revisit the topic. But life changes. Family situations change. Financial needs change. Eligibility factors change. What was true 5 years ago may not be true today. A benefits review can help identify opportunities that were not relevant earlier, but may be relevant now. Let's look at a simple example. Suppose a retiree began receiving benefits based solely on their own work record. Years later, a spouse passes away. The retiree assumes nothing changes because Social Security already knows about their retirement status. But survivor benefit rules may create new possibilities. If the retiree never asks questions or requests a review, they may continue receiving an amount that does not fully reflect their current eligibility. The same principle applies to divorced individuals who never explored divorced spouse provisions, or retirees who never reviewed earnings records, or individuals who never examined whether delayed retirement credits were properly reflected. Small oversights can become expensive when repeated month after month. This is why understanding your options matters. The good news is that many of these issues can be identified through careful review and proper documentation. You do not need to be an expert in Social Security regulations. You simply need to know which areas deserve attention. Here is a practical checklist you should consider before your next benefit review. First, verify that your personal information is accurate and current. Second, review your earnings history and look for missing or incorrect income records. Third, evaluate whether your marriage history could affect eligibility for spousal or divorced spouse benefits. Fourth, review survivor benefit eligibility if you have lost a spouse. Fifth, confirm that delayed retirement adjustments have been properly applied if they are relevant to your situation. Sixth, gather important documents, including marriage certificates, divorce decrees, death certificates, tax records, and employment records. Make note of any major life changes that occurred after your original benefit claim. Eighth, write down questions before speaking with Social Security so important topics are not overlooked. Many seniors find that simply preparing this information in advance leads to a much more productive review process. Remember, the goal is not to assume there is a problem. The goal is to verify that you are receiving every benefit for which you qualify. That distinction is important. Most people will never discover hidden opportunities because they never check. They assume everything is correct. They assume someone else already reviewed it. They assume there is nothing more to learn. But retirement income can affect nearly every aspect of financial security. Even a modest increase in monthly benefits can have a meaningful impact over time. It can help with rising housing costs, It can help with medical expenses. It can help preserve savings. It can provide additional financial flexibility during retirement. And perhaps most importantly, it can provide peace of mind knowing that your benefits reflect your actual eligibility. The key takeaway is simple. Social Security benefits are not always limited to the retirement payment you first began receiving. Spousal benefits, divorced spouse benefits, survivor benefits, delayed retirement adjustments, retroactive opportunities, and earnings record corrections may all affect what you ultimately receive. Many seniors never investigate these possibilities. Many never review their records. Many never gather the documentation needed to confirm eligibility. And many do not realize the potential financial impact until years later. Before your next benefit review, take time to examine your work history, your marital history, your survivor status, and your records. Verify that your earnings were reported correctly. Make sure important documents are available. Review whether any life changes may have affected your eligibility. And if something seems unclear, seek clarification before valuable opportunities are missed. A few hours spent reviewing your situation today could help protect your benefits for years to come. Subscribe and share this with someone who may need this information.